welcome back. Of course, we have to say hello fall with the new eyeshadow palette from Anastasia Beverly Hills. Not for nothing, but so far ABH, it's giving us all the vibes that we need for basically every season. And you know that I'm not the biggest fan of this plumps situation, but there's something about the color story of this palette that is just hidden. You know we have to find out if this baby is worth your money. The packaging is giving everything that is supposed to be given. It's like a velvety suede type of packaging in both of the sides. You have the name of the palette and all that jazz in the back of it. You know that I'm not the biggest fan of this plums shades situation, but there's something about the plums and the greens that is just hidden. Let's swatch it, let's try it out on the eyes, let's see what's up with the formula, with the pigmentation, fallout, color payoff, and all the good stuff. Here you have the brand new Fall Romance eyeshadow palette. It's $55, made in USA, and it's featuring 12 seductive jewels, toned metallic, and rich neutral eyeshadows. It features highly pigmented, easy to blend formula and offers a versatile color range for creating everything from suitable to dramatic eye looks. The shades are bold, they're deep, they look pigmented. Let me give you some swatches. I'm gonna be putting the name up in the screen. We're gonna start from this shade and then we're gonna keep on going like this. To be honest with you, I'm really impressed with the quality of the shadows so far. To the touch, they feel really good. These ones right here, they're really creamy. This shade, it is extremely pigmented. I love the way it feels to the touch. The mattes down here, they are a little bit on the dry side. They feel a little bit more roughed, but they did swatched really nice, really pigmented. So let's see how they look on the eyes. I just finished with this eye look. I did something quick, simple. I did it more like this because I wanted to try as many shades possible. So I slapped shade after shade. To be honest with you, I used the green, the light purple, the other purple, and then like 3 or 4 shades of the mattes. And I'm satisfied though. I do really like the eye look. Everything turned out to be really nice. Let me show you how I did it. We're gonna start with the A501 brush from BK Beauty, and we're gonna go into this shade. I picked up a good amount of this shade and I'm gonna apply right here in the inner corner of my eye, and I'm gonna bring it halfway into my crease. Just like this. And then now I'm gonna pick up a little bit more because I'm gonna start building up the color. This is exactly the amount of pigmentation that I want from this shade. Now I'm gonna switch brushes and I'm gonna be using the A502, also from BK Beauty. This is from the Angie Hot and Flashy collection. And then I'm gonna pick up a little bit of this light lilac purple situation. And I'm lightly blending in circular motions right on the edge. I'm gonna pick up a little bit more and I'm gonna apply right here by my brow bone. Now with the E28 brush from Rose Men's Beauty, I love these brushes, but I hate the numbers, the leads. And then now we're gonna pick up the shade Torns, this one right here. And I'm gonna apply right here on my outer V. And I'm just gonna connect it with the purple. Just like this. Now with the same brush, I'm gonna go into Twilight. That looks a little similar to this shade, but it's a bit darker. Let me focus my camera right here. See, this is a little darker than this one. So I'm gonna pick up a good amount of this one to dip in this outer V. You see? Yes. And I'm doing the little tapping technique. Boom, 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 right in place. Now I'm gonna make sure I wipe this brush really good, and I'm gonna pick up a little bit of the shade Leather, this one right here. I'm gonna be using the shade to blend the edges of the shade that we just applied on the outer V. So I'm gonna just blow this up a little bit more. Perfect. The shade Torns, the first one that we used right here in the outer V, it's a little patchy, and you can actually see it right here. It happened to me in the other eye, but I fixed it with this shade, with Leather. So I'm gonna pick up a little bit more, and I'm just gonna keep tapping and blending until everything looks nice and diffused. Now I'm gonna wipe off the brush, and with the brush clean, I'm gonna blend everything right here by my brow bone. And the reason why I cleaned up the brush is because I don't wanna apply any more shadow up here. Now with the little blending brush that we were using before, the A502 from BK Beauty, I picked up a little bit more of the light purple shade, and I'm gonna apply a little bit more right here on my brow bone. Now with the mini booster from Sonia G brush, I'm gonna go into the shade, I think it's called Grissom, this one right here. I'm gonna apply a good amount right here on my outer V, and I'm gonna bring it in a little bit. But I'm applying the shade right on the crease. I do have a little bit of fallout, and my outer V looks a tiny bit patchy, and that is from these shades down here, the mattes. Now with the Worker Pro from Sonia G, I'm gonna pick up a little bit of the shade Moonlight, and I'm gonna apply this right on the center of my lid. This is how it looks with my brush dry. It's not really showing that much, you can't really see it. This is how it looks with the wet brush. It's giving a lot more, but it does need help, and that sucks. But whatever, it is what it is. Let me wet my brush. I'm gonna pick up a little bit more, and then now let's just reapply. See? And even though my brush is wet, I still have to dig in a couple of times and build it up a little bit more for me to get what I wanna get from the shade and what I was expecting. I'm gonna leave this little space right here blank for another shade, which is gonna be this one right here, and I'm using the same brush but the other side. And boom. This shade is pretty. Yes, this shade, the first one, which is the one that I apply right here in this little space, all over the lid, it's gonna look chef kiss. It is actually a lot more beaming, and it's popping a lot more than this one. That is the one that I have on the center of the lid. But this one overpowered this one that you can barely see it now. Now with the brush 02 from Ref, we're gonna pick up the shade Crown, and I'm gonna apply it on my tear duct. This is how it looks with the brush dry. See, you see it, but you do see it a lot more if you wet your brush. So these shades, they do need a little hand. I'm gonna wet the brush. I'm gonna pick up the shade Crown again. And then now, give it to me. I'm gonna bring it down here a little bit. Now with the Pencil Pro from Sonia G, I'm gonna pick up a little bit of the shade Teint, and I'm gonna mix it up with this one. And I'm gonna apply it in the inner corner of my lower lash. And only half, just right here. And I just want like a little hint of it, not too much, because now I'm gonna pick up a little bit more of the shade Crown, the one that we have on the tear duct. And I'm gonna just top this off. I do have fallout and I hate them. I'm gonna wipe off the pencil Pro brush. And then now I'm gonna pick up a little bit of the shade Midnight. This one right here, that is like a purple plum burgundy situation, but it's like shimmery. And I'm gonna apply it on the outer part of my lower lash, right here. And here we have the look. Let me apply a little bit of mascara. I had to clean my lashes with my spoolie because the amount of shadow that I had in them, it was crazy. Like my mascara was clumping up on me. And then the fallout, it's pissing me off. How annoying is that? Next time I'm using this palette first, and then I'm gonna do my complexion. So I don't know how I feel about this just yet, but I pulled out some of her palettes. I have the Nouveau, which is this baby right here with a lot of greens. And then I also have Cosmos. So I do want to do some comparisons. I also pulled out this baby from Chantecaille because one of the shades in here, which is this one, reminds me a lot to the green, the shade Crown. Let me pull them side by side. They do look a little bit similar. Let me swatch them, and if I'm not mistaken, I think I know I'm gonna love this green a lot more than the one that we're getting in this palette. Let me start with this one first. Look at that. See, they're very similar. But of course, the shade Crown, which is this one from ABH, is just a little bit more sunny, got more fallout. But this is the one from Chantecaille. It's given the same thing that I have on in my tear duct, for sure. And then this one is from Anastasia Beverly. Same exact shades. For real. You know, this one, it's a little bit more green than the one that we're getting in here. I'm not gonna lie. This green have a little bit more of like green with a little bit of like a purple shift. This one is just given more of like green, but they're super close. And then now I wanna swatch this one right here. So, let me see. This one is from the Cosmo palette. And this one got blue, purple, and green. See, this one, it got the same purple shift than the one from Chantecaille. And same thing, the one in the new palette in the Fall Romance is just more green. And I was just looking at these two palettes right here, the Nouveau and the Fall Romance, and they're totally different color stories, so I'm not even gonna compare them. See? They're not given the same at all. And here you have all of her latest palettes. As you can see, this new baby is just a lot darker than the other two. If you're a beginner, in my opinion, the shades in the new palette, they're gonna give you a little bit of a struggle. You have to know how to really blend them, because if not, they're gonna look patchy, they're hard to blend, and you have to have a lot of patience. I do like this one and this one a little bit more than this one. When it comes to formulation, in my opinion, they're a little bit better, especially when it comes to the mattes. I didn't feel what I'm feeling with this one. Like, I actually didn't have no problem when it comes to the mattes in this palette being patchy or hard to blend. And same thing with the mattes that I'm getting right here. And of course, the mattes that we're getting in this palette, they're a lot darker, deeper, more pigmented than the mattes that we're getting in this too. So of course, that's the reason why they're a little bit harder to blend. I don't know, I just didn't like 100% the way these matte shades applied and the way they blended on the eye. They gave me a little bit of a hard time, so I can only imagine with some of you guys. You are going to be able to create more looks for nighttime than daytime, because the only matte shade that you have right here that is light for like daytime looks is this one, and it's not even that light. So just have that in mind. I'm bugging out about the matte shades right here. I don't know, I don't like them. That's just what it is. I do love the shimmery shades and all of that. And don't get me wrong, I freaking love the color story of this palette. Like I told you at the beginning of the video, the mix of shades that we have in here, they're just beautiful. This is a color story that will look good on everybody, on every skin tone. But at the same time, even though I love the color story, I know that I have similar shades to the one that I'm getting right here and some of my other palettes that I already have in my collection, and I know you too. So I just don't think it is a must-have. Save your coins, maybe get this palette during a sale or something like that, then we're talking. But like always, don't forget to let me know what you think about it in the comment section down below. Do you like it? You don't like it? Let me know. And if you loved and enjoyed this video, don't forget to give me thumbs up, follow me down below, and I love you to the moon and back. Mwah! See you on the next one.